Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time coming here today, and it's always at a Science Center event, there's always some sort of science demonstration or something that would kick us off. So I have two of our leadership team members, our Director of STEM Education and our Chief Scientist to kick things off for us today, and then we'll begin the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, hello everybody. So we have two clumps of hydrogen balloons here. We're going to try to combust them simultaneously. And inside, it's not just hydrogen, but there's a little bit of a metal inside it. And we're going to see if that gives it a different color of sorts. So Sloan, or actually, you guys, give us a countdown so we can synchronize this together. So you can start with 5, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's a bonus.
Hi, thank you all for coming. I'm Dave Waterman, chairman of the board here at the Science Center. And I must say that I've had other positions, I guess, in organizations around the community, but nothing quite like this. I've been kind of a long time chairman. But Carl seems to come up with, at every one of our board meetings, this is why we get good attendance, some experiment designed to frighten me. And he's very good at that. The last time, I thought I was going to, explode and, wreck the whole building, but we didn't. Anyway, we have with us today Mayor Paula Hicks-Hudson from the city of Toledo. Mayor Craig Stough from the city of Sylvania. And Mayor Rich Carr from the city of Maumee. So thank you all for joining us today. We have appreciated the support we've gotten from the media over all these years. We're very thankful for that, and we do recognize it. So I'm very proud of what we have accomplished here, really through the tremendous leadership of Lori Hauser and her staff. She's done a terrific job. I'd like to give her a little applause. She'll go over more of the details, but in short, we serve over 200,000 visitors a year and do so at a cost structure well below that of our peers. Because of levy funding, we've been able to bring many traveling exhibits to the city and continuously refurbish and refresh the facility and exhibits. All that's necessary for a viable science museum. Our levy proceeds now account for only 27% of our budget, and our budget does not include a significant off-balance capital item, namely the money that has been generated through our Science Society, largely through the efforts of Bob Savage, which last time I checked hit over $1.6 million. Now that's housed at the Toledo Community Foundation and is used for capital improvements here at the facility. We recently deployed about $1.1 million for that in our new Idea Lab that is finished, I think, or just about finished. Our levy remains at 1/6 of a mill. It's not a new tax, it's a straight renewal, with a cost that we estimate of about $5.18 per year for a home valued at $100,000. When we first started our levy campaigns, I got all sorts of questions, people trying to correct me. They said, well, that's gotta be $5.18 a month. I said, no, that's a year. So it's really, I know that nobody wants to really pay a tax, but that's hardly a tax. It's like one hamburger per year. You'd think that with all we've accomplished, a levy renewal would be easy, but 4 years ago, when we all went to bed the night of the election, we were in a losing position. It took the provisional ballots counted several days later to push us over the top. So nothing's easy, and we're not taking this lightly this year. And this year, especially with the rejuvenation of our downtown, largely through the ProMedica efforts, this is not the time to jeopardize a wonderful facility that has done so much for our kids, for science education, which is vital to our community, to our country, to the world. I mean, I think it's sort of lost in the presidential shuffle is the fact that we've lost far more jobs to technology than we have to outsourcing of plants and trade agreements. Technology, that's the wave of the future. And what we do here is get kids interested in science early in a non-textbook way, in a way that's fun and captures their attention. I think it's terrific what we do. As most of you know, the facility is owned by the city, and we want to support our city and our mayor, Paula Hicks-Hudson, who will speak to you next. Thank you all for coming.
My assignment was to talk solely about how the Imagination Station is part of our downtown community and its revitalization. And that is something that we all know, we see it's happening. But I want to just take a pause, and you've noticed that since we've started, how many young people have walked through that door and walked around us to get into this museum. That's what the value is of the Imagination Station, is to take these little bitty people and show them how much that science is not just a guy thing, or that it's somber and it's sad and it's serious, but it's fun, and that we can do so many things with it and expand our horizons. One of the things that you may not know, that we partner this summer, the City of Toledo, with Imagination Station for experiments and opportunities for the Imagination Station to go into our parks, and just to show kids outside of this building how wonderful it is to be involved in science and the experimentation and all the wonderful things that we do here. This is a fun place to be. It is a place where you can show young people possibilities, and that it's not, like I said, serious or sad, or all those things that we think about with science. It is fun. We need to continue that momentum, not only of the downtown development and community development, but also that development of our young people, and to give them opportunities. And what this levy will do, this continuation of such a wonderful place, is to open those doors even further, to provide more opportunities for our young people to be able to have fun. And so oftentimes we have, we hear about the negatives and the bad things, but we as a community should be so proud of the fact that we took this building that was mothballed and turned it into such a wonderful destination point. And it's a destination point for kids and adults. And so I'm very happy to be here in support and to continue our partnership, because while we are doing the economic development and the building development, all these other developments that are happening, we're also developing young people and developing that viable employment of technology and science. So I'm glad to be here, and I want us to say that we need to be sure that we support issue 21 as well as issue 2.
Thank you very much, Mayor. It's with great pleasure I introduce Mayor Craig Stough from the City of Sylvania.
Thank you.
I want to relate a little bit of my story about this place. Being one of the older people in the room, you should hear how important science education was in my family for my kids. My wife's a science teacher, and it was always something that we sought out in other cities, whether it was Dallas or Atlanta or Kansas City or Columbus or even Ann Arbor. We didn't have a facility like this in Toledo until COSI opened up a branch up here in this building. And that was important, and we as a family supported that very much because of the importance of science education, particularly to our children. Well, now those kids are grown up, and I have 4 grandchildren, And we are again seeking out science museums to take those kids. And in the meantime, this became the Imagination Station, and the term STEM came about and just incorporated what my wife kept telling me: science, technology, engineering, and math. And those are vital things to our young people that she as a mother and me as a dad who's an architect wanted to instill in our children. And to have this facility in town, instead of having to travel even as close as Detroit or Ann Arbor, makes such a difference to our kids and to your kids. They can come and see things firsthand here and get interested here that they aren't going to out of a textbook or off of a video. And you can't stage these things in a classroom in the school. There just isn't enough time and enough resources. So to have a facility like this is just vital to the development of our young people, to have those skills necessary to operate in today's environment. And I think it's more important than our kids succeeding in science and technology and engineering and math is where it is. Imagination Station has worked really well with the Sylvania schools. Sylvania is very pleased with the support that comes our way, and I'm sure that goes all directions in the Toledo metro area. But we have work to do in our region. In the last testing cycle, and there's lots of testing done with the kids now, but only 64% of the kids tested as proficient in math or in science, and only 73%, I got those backwards, 64% in math and 73% in science, I believe. We got to do better than that. That's where the arena is to succeed right now, is in science, technology, engineering, and math. So here, on behalf of the city of Sylvania and the rest of us in Lucas County, I support this place. We worked for it when it was a COSI, we worked for it when it became Imagination Station, and we need to keep it on track. So I encourage your vote to keep the imagination, or this, to keep this Imagination Station firm and moving ahead with great displays right here in the city of Toledo. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce Mayor Rich Carr from the city of Maumee.
You know, I think in this area, we need to step back and take a look at how blessed we are with the assets we have. We have right here in the city, if not the top zoo in the country, it's right there. We have a world-class art museum. We have the top minor league baseball stadium in all of baseball. We have Lake Erie with all its recreation opportunities and what's becoming a more and more precious asset, water. And we can go on. Our metro parks are just unbelievable. And we need to take a look at those assets and value them. But they're all diminished if we do not promote the education of our children. We talked about the rapidly changing technology. It's intimidating for most of us. Science and math are intimidating. The Imagination Station makes it a fun learning experience where children truly learn and are not intimidated by technology. It is one of our community's assets, and it's one we need to support. In the city of Maumee, we recently were named the best hometown in the state of Ohio. There's 88 counties. There's many counties that have never received this honor, and it's the second time Maumee's received it. We feel an important part of why we do is our emphasis on education. We come together with business, civic groups, government, and our schools to cooperate. And that's what we do with the Imagination Station for all of our region, is come together to promote educational opportunities for our children. It's so important that we support this levy, support the education of our children, and grow this region and take advantage of all the assets we have. So I join the fellow mayors. In Maumee, our school children use this facility on a regular basis. Our business communities, such as the Andersons and Eaton, support it. We all need to come together, and let's support Issue 21. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I thank all of you for your time. I know you have busy days and doing that, and I appreciate your support of our Science Center. And I thank you, our board members that are here, some of our community partners, and my team that is here as well, because it is a collaboration of many different resources that makes the Science Center very successful. David mentioned that we've had over 200,000 visitors a year coming in, and under the umbrella of Imagination Station, it's been close to about 1.4 million visitors coming through. But some of the other mayors, even from their time visiting, this building is coming up on being 20 years a science center in the city of Toledo next year in doing that. So I think it's very vital to keep Imagination Station delivering at the level that the community absolutely deserves. And I think that most recently, you've seen some of our traveling exhibitions that we've brought in: Titanic, Bodies Revealed, Dinosaurs. We're getting ready to install a new exhibition that'll be here for a period of time, next maybe 6 months, which is Lego architecture. That'll be opening soon. But we've also invested into permanent exhibitions that are here for a longer time frame, and that's most recently the Idea Lab that opened in Memorial Day weekend. So I think it's always investing into our facility. There have been investments that you not necessarily see, like the Idea Lab, like a new fire system and some other capital improvements that were necessary to maintain our facility as well. But I always describe the Science Center as a successful public and private partnership. 27% of our budget is made up of the public funds that we receive from Lucas County. The other remaining part is made up through the private donations, membership, and admission into the Science Center. So together, we are able to create Imagination Station and the experiences that we deliver, the traveling exhibitions that are here, and us going out into all of the communities. Over 150,000 students have been reached by some of our programming of going out into the community, and if the schools are unable to come to us, we will go to them. We've also done a series of festivals. If it's been at the Fall Fest in Sylvania, or the Street Fair in Maumee, or going over to Oregon for the German American Festival, we will make sure that we are out communicating and reaching people, because access to STEM education is one of our missions here. And that's not just, if you visit the Science Center, Lucas County kids do get in free on Saturday. We also have discounts for Lucas County residents as well on a daily basis. But if you're not coming down to our facility, we will go out with an outreach program. We do what I call our citizen science program that is also, we're on TV stations and the videos are on our website. So if teachers or parents would like to take a look at them, there's also activities that they could do at home, because really our mission is really to focus and inspiring STEM education, which is the future, and giving our children the base for that. Kids today, we don't even know the problems that they're going to be facing. We have no idea if what you're dealing with in your daily lives of issues at work or problems that we're trying to solve. Imagine in the next 30 years. And I think it's very important that we give everybody a base for problem solving, inquiry-based learning, creativity, innovation, and those skills can be taken into any career that they choose to do. But it's important to give everybody a base for that. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate your vote for issue 21. It is a straight renewal for the Science Center. It's about $5.13 a year for it, and will generate a little over $1 million a year for the Science Center. And we'll be able to answer questions for you, but thank you very much, and thank you for your vote for future leaders. Appreciate it.